It's dope. We own a podcast studio, man. Yeah, we own a podcast studio. The front is a clothing store. The back is a podcast studio and recording studio.
Well, he went straight for
Yeah.
that.
Ooh, it's abortion murder.
Cool. So sweet. Like this. What you mentioned that. What is this?
Well, I didn't mention it, but somebody been handing these out all day at Venice Beach. Life before birth. So they're trying to say abortion is murder, correct?
I believe so.
Okay. Do you think so?
Depending on the time of the pregnancy.
So what's your
Maybe.
cutoff point?
Maybe the ability to suffer.
So what is that? How many weeks? How many months is that? I'm asking you. I don't know.
I'm not sure exactly.
Okay.
Probably
What
somewhere.
do you think, though? What do you think?
In the first trimester, somewhere around there. I don't know. Whenever that point is.
Have you ever been with a woman that had an abortion?
No.
Oh, okay.
Can I get your first name?
Yeah, Jeff.
Jeff. J-E-F-F.
J-E-F-F.
Cool. My name is Reed.
Nice to meet you, man.
Jeff Reed.
Pleasure, man. Pleasure.
Thank you.
This is we're already live, right?
Yes.
Okay, this is a great idea that you have, man. I'm really impressed. We own a podcast studio, and I think
you.
this is the first time that anyone's done something like this. I'm really impressed.
Awesome. So yeah, the question
You
is.
don't get excited too often, do you?
Me? No,
Yeah.
I'm very chill. So the question is abortion murder? And I've got a little confidence scale there. If all the way to the right black is absolutely yes, it is, or all the way to the left white is
So
absolutely no.
I think the middle is the perfect place to have it because it's not a yes or no answer, correct?
Yeah, it's not a yes or no for you.
Like you just said, it depends on when it happens, the circumstances that a woman does get pregnant, correct? And who
Yeah.
are we as two men to tell a woman what she should do with her body?
Oh, that's another thing. Should men?
Should be men. Should
have
your question
opinions
is
on
should
this?
men be in charge of women?
Or what do you mean?
And what was your question? I'm sorry.
Should men have an opinion on this?
It's tough. So who are we to say?
As well?
As men.
Is that all we are?
Yeah. Oh,
Men.
human beings, and you have the last call because you're a white male, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to say all be all. Whatever you say goes.
Straight white male.
That's it is, man. It's a gray area, and it depends when it happens. It depends on the circumstance that happens. But I don't think that we should tell women what she should do with her body.
So, at what point in the pregnancy would you consider this to be more on the yes, it is side?
That is a difficult question because I'm not familiar when a fetus is able to feel or when they grow limbs and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So I can't answer
Is that the criteria for you when they can feel pain?
I think it's when you feel pain. But again, how can I tell this woman who, let's say she was raped, this is a great conversation for Venice Beach Boulevard, for Venice Beach Boardwalk. How can I tell a woman what she can and cannot do with her body? That affects her for the rest of her life.
With her body.
With her body.
Yeah, like she has human rights and something is going inside her that could cause her harm, potential death.
And it's not, it's not saying you're going to get over overnight, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure when a woman has that decision to get an abortion, I feel super strange talking about this in front of all these people.
I can turn that off.
No, you're good. I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm sure it's a tough decision for any woman to make, no matter what the circumstances are. But who are we to say? How can I tell a woman, no, you can't do that?
Who are we to say? I mean, does it matter? The the ethical principles around this? Does the ethical principles change depending on who's saying it?
Well, I don't think that if there's a woman that was, heaven forbid, raped or a woman that accidentally got pregnant, everybody makes mistakes, right? You've made a couple mistakes in your life?
Yeah.
Oh, you're a white male, so you've never made a mistake.
No.
I forgot. So it's tough. People make mistakes all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. We should have a podcast, me and you. This would be great.
And some women
white male, black male. It'll be white and black. That's gonna be the name of our new podcast.
White and black.
White and black. Well, black and white.
Black and white.
There
We want to be more gray.
Yeah. Hey, there you go.
Trying to get gray. So, when they feel pain, that's your current criteria.
I think it's tough when when a woman is showing and she's and she knows she's pregnant. She waited a long time to get an abortion. That's when it becomes difficult, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And
what makes you smile? You've never smiled in your life, have you? Like you just have this stone cold face, and it's super impressive. I wish I was like that too.
It depends on certain things.
There you go. What makes you smile? Topics about abortion?
Stand-up comedy.
There you go. Yeah, you look like you really enjoy stand-up comedy. Like you like to laugh a lot.
Yeah, I do. But this is a big topic.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep going with this or something else?
Let's go with something else. That'd be great.
Okay. Any other topics there? It could be about politics, religion, spirituality, science.
I'm on your podcast. You tell me.
Philosophy. It's best if it's something that you really think is true, something you could give reasons for, maybe something you use to act upon regularly, some principle, ethical principle, or
I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, and I believe that He saved my life. But I let anybody do whatever they want, whatever makes them happy. If you worship that water bottle every day and it brings you peace, who am I to say that you can't do that, right?
Okay. So you personally worship Jesus?
Yes, I do.
We can talk about that for a minute.
Talk about whatever you want, brother.
We can talk about, is a God or Jesus real?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was when I was 3, I saw my dad get killed in front of me. When I was 15, my mother died in my arms. When I was 9, I had cancer. They said I wasn't going to live to see 10. And I've gone through all these traumatic things in my life, and you can't tell me that I'm here living happy because there's not a Jesus, right? Because if it's up to me, it's not anything I did. I didn't pull myself up my bootstrings. You think Jesus is real?
You're saying bad things happen in your life, yet you are here doing well today, and
Yes,
you're saying,
and it's not because of me if it's up to me, I'm a mess, you know. So there has to be a higher being that's looking over me.
oh, so your character is not up to being able to do good things in your life?
No.
without-
I know the difference between right and wrong, but I do think that there's a Lord Jesus that's watching over me, that's protected me for all these years.
And you know this because of your personal experiences going through life,
Yes.
having good things happen to you?
Yes, sir. Bad things and good things.
Bad things and good
Bad
things?
things and good things.
So, like bad things cause you to be better, or what do you
Yeah,
mean?
it's good. All the things I've been through my whole life, everything I've been through in my life has made me the man I am today, which is a great, handsome man. So
Okay, and how does this relate
that's
to
the
a
joke.
God?
So it's to laugh, man.
Oh, sorry, I didn't get that.
That's okay.
How does that relate to a God existing?
Because I believe that God has pulled me through all of these bad things that I've been through in my life, situations that I put myself through, situations that other people have put me through, and He's protected me this whole time.
He's protected you?
He's protected me this whole time, yeah.
Okay. Say like someone else was sitting here earlier today and said there's a bunch of Muslims over there. If one of the Muslims came up to the table and said similar things, they've gone through bad and good things in their life, and they attribute their experiences to like their Muslim God.
Yeah.
Would that be a quality way of going to their
Whatever
belief?
they believe in, who am I to say what you believe in? This is me. Like I said, if you worship this whiteboard right here and you said, the reason that I'm living is because this whiteboard's looked over me the rest of your life, if it keeps you happy, that's up to you, man. You know? Whatever gets you, whatever
Yeah.
spirituality, whatever religion gets you through the day, gets you peace of mind, that's good for you.
Yes, so people have the right to believe in whatever, and people get benefits from a lot of beliefs.
You have the right to believe whatever you believe in. I can't tell you what you should believe in, what you shouldn't believe in.
Yes, but just going back for this about the accuracy or the truth of the belief, can both you and the Muslim be accurate in their beliefs at the same time?
I think so, yeah.
Like a God and their God and your God can exist at the same time?
This is what I believe in. I believe there's the Lord Jesus Christ that's watching me and taking care of me, and that has pulled me through all these bad things. Now, if you sit across there and say, no, there's a Muslim God, or this guy says, no, I believe in Godzilla that's been watching on me this whole time,
Yeah.
that's on you. I'm not here to debate what exists and what doesn't exist. This is what's got me through this life I've lived.
You don't want to talk about what exists and what's real and what's true?
Why this is what I believe in, but I'm not here to debate on somebody what they believe in. Same thing, I shouldn't be telling a woman when and how she can get an abortion.
Okay.
I know you can because you're a straight white male. That's
I
the difference,
can,
you know? You
yeah.
have to be all sales. This was great, man. I really
Sweet.
appreciate this.
Well,
Thanks for having me on,
Sure
man.
thing. It was nice fun.
Thank you so much.
Sure thing. Have a good day.
So much, that's going to be hard to follow up on, man.
Yeah.
I was just making a joke about all that stuff. I hope you don't believe
That's
me,
fine, that's
'cause I
fine.
think you're a white male.
Yeah. Thank you.
What's your IG, man? Take your time.
Hello.
Thank you, man.
Be right back. Thanks.
I'll hit you up. No, you know what?
Hang
I got
on.
a whole lot of cards, but I'll text my info right now. Thanks again, brother.
Okay. Yeah, how did you find this, Will? Was this just on YouTube Live or something? Cool. Yeah, I just asked questions to people. It seems like Jeff didn't really want to get into either abortion or God in detail. That's fine. But, yeah, how's everybody else doing? Oh, cool. Hey, everybody. Well, it's been a long day here today. Had a bunch of talks, only live streamed a few. Should I do one more? I can hang out here. Maybe go to 5. Hello, welcome. Any of those topics interest you? Feel strongly about any of those? Got a few people. I just ask questions, try to help people reflect on why they believe things. Want to give it a shot? Want to do the abortion one?
Now you said it. Now you said it.
Vegan? Vegan. All right. Do you mind if I record? Is that okay?
That is fine.
And we're
come in for the fruit.
mind if I live stream as well? Is that cool?
That's fine.
Cool, looking good. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. Try and speak into that as close as you can. Oh, you want to do a vegan? Thanks for sitting down.
So where is this being live streamed?
To my YouTube channel, Cordial Curiosity.
Nice.
Could I get your first name?
Matthew.
Matthew, gotcha. My name is Reed. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Sweet. So, are you guys just visiting or local to LA or
I live here now.
you live here
Lived
now?
for 5 years.
Where are you from originally?
England.
England.
Yeah.
Nice. Welcome. Sweet. So, should everyone be vegan? I've got a little confidence scale there. If all the way to the right, black is absolutely yes, or all the way to the left, white is absolutely no. Where would you put your confidence about this right now?
I'd probably say somewhere around here.
Leaning towards yes? Okay. Why do you feel that way?
I just think that it's unnecessary to the animals now. I mean,
Unnecessary.
I think we've gone to a stage, especially in like Los Angeles and in cities like this, that people like myself and many other people would live on a plant-based diet for so long that we prove that it's not impossible. We live happy, healthy lives. We don't eat animals. We don't eat animal products, and yet we're fitter and healthier than other people who live on fast food and junk and other crap. So at that point, I've got to kind of say, like, the proof is in the pudding, really.
Yeah, so what I'm hearing you say is we've done the study. A lot of people have just eaten non-meat food, like
Plant-based, right.
plant-based foods, and seem to be fine, doing well, even healthy and fit. Therefore, it's not necessary for people to eat meat.
Right.
And how does that relate to everyone being vegan? Like, does it matter? Does it matter?
I mean, ultimately,
people
it's
eat meat?
choice, right?
It's a choice,
It all
yeah.
comes down to choice. It's, we have the freedom to choose. I mean, like, I wouldn't eat my dog, right? So why would I eat another animal? I mean, I haven't been vegan for that long even, but it was kind of, for me, it was a natural transition. I just actually stopped liking meat. I just, I'd eaten so much meat in my life, and I just was finding myself actually feeling like it wasn't in alignment for me any longer, rather than just sticking with the status quo and just eating for the sake of eating it.
Yeah.
So I just thought, let's just see what this thing is all about, see if it's possible. And it's actually really easy.
Yeah.
I think the common misconception is it's expensive.
Expensive.
It couldn't be further from the truth. Like plants and vegetables and fruits and stuff are extremely cheap if you shop in the right grocery stores. You buy fresh and you eat fresh. Okay, you have to cook more, but that actually gives you more hobbies. That gives you something to do rather than just
Yep.
eating out, buying some crap junk food, and then just sitting in front of a TV for the 4 or 5 hours you have every evening, right? Now,
Yeah. So you're saying it can be cheaper, it can be a good hobby to just learn to cook
Right.
plant-based food, and also that it's harmful to the animals when we kill them to eat them, and it's not necessary.
right. I mean, I think in this country in particular, it's actually, there's an astounding focus on just money, to an extent that it totally misses the actual point of what we're trying to do here. I mean, if you take farming back to its origins, it was about sustainability. It was about actually having the animals live, what would be moderately happy and healthy lives. And eventually, they would be eaten for meat. Whereas now it's like these animals are treated horrendously. They're moved around like they're just carcasses before they're even dead. They're treated like dollar signs, and we're now to a place where it's like, they're literally trying to shave off pennies at the cost of what would be any form of humanity. And it's like, well, at that point, we're just making shareholders richer, making the meat so much of a poor quality that you don't even know what you're eating anymore. Like
Okay.
these animals, like say a cow, for example, has been milked for so long that you have to give it so much antibiotics. The milk that comes out of it is so riddled with blood and pus that they have to dye it to try and make it the right color. That people in the store will buy a gallon of milk and think, oh, that's mostly milk. Well, it's not. It's a lot of blood and pus in there. Like, you don't know what you're even consuming at this point.
Okay.
There's so much shit in the food that you eat that.
So due to the business practices, even the animal products
Right.
themselves are not up to par
Right.
and more
it's-
expensive. Yeah.
You got to draw the line somewhere and just say, well, at some point, these companies need to stop being able to leverage politicians and leverage the government to allow them to do what they're doing. When the likes of Tyson and these large corporations, it's like, well, at what point do they get held accountable?
Yeah. That's fine.
you
Keep
know.
going. Sweet. So the question is, should everyone be vegan? Are there any, if like most people should be plant-based, are there any people who require meat for some reason to make it?
It's debatable.
Yeah, it's debatable.
I mean, I wouldn't say that it still comes down to freedom of choice, right? I just think that if everybody was given the opportunity and given the means to understand what it actually was like, they were offered a plant-based option in schools, they were educated correctly in schools, and they weren't force-fed the meat and 2 vegetables that they've been force-fed for, an eternity, and then these companies weren't huge conglomerates which were taking billions of dollars each year and just like crushing the system to keep it the way it is because they want to keep their shareholders happy, we would have balance. And then people would actually realize that, they can have freedom of choice.
Okay. There's also the idea of like lab-grown meat. If that was available and it was affordable, any problems with that?
Not really. I mean, I think, if you can grow it in a lab, there is an element of, people will get distance from the animals, but then it still comes down to, is that something you even need to consume, right?
Yeah.
So now you're getting something that's man-made. Well, if we look back in history at everything that was man-made and that we've eaten it for years or consumed it for years, those are all the things that systematically afterwards we realized were terrible ideas, and then you get deformities in children and you get all these like complications. It's like we're trying to solve something that doesn't need to be solved by creating it in a lab. At this point, just realize that it doesn't have to be that way. We don't have to recreate something. It's already there. The food is already there.
So what you're saying is it would be likely that lab-grown meat would be less healthy for us, maybe even down the line,
Yeah.
causing deformities, stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't.
If we could like put that aside and guarantee that didn't happen, it was just merely meat that required no suffering of animals, would that be fine for people to do?
From a morality and a equality point of view, yeah, sure, but it still comes down to necessity. We
Yeah.
don't need it,
We don't
right?
need
So
it.
we, for thousands of years, there's been whole regions of the world that have lived off plants alone, and they've lived healthily. Right? We were
Yeah.
scavengers. That's where we came from, right? We were basically taking meat off carcasses that other animals had killed because we were too small and too weak to kill the animal in the first place. Take a large buffalo or something like that. There's very few groups of people in history that could have taken down a large buffalo. We would rely on somebody else taking it down, another animal, and then we would take their scraps,
Okay.
right? But that didn't make up most of our diet. Our diet wasn't hamburgers. It wasn't, cheese steaks. It wasn't just all this shit. It was actually mostly plant-based. That's where we got where we were. We just lost sight of it because of the money that's involved in the advertisements.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, anything that could change your mind? And what could change? What criteria? Is there anything that could change your mind? Anything like that?
I think my closing thoughts on this would just be if people actually gave it a chance and tried and actually realized that it's actually not that hard, it's definitely not that expensive, and you can actually live happier, healthier, stronger, fitter, everything that is beneficial, and it's then a state of choice. They actually took the time to actually realize how they can impact their lives like that and the lives of others, then they could be better people. And it's not me judging them as not better people. It's more the fact that a lot of people living the Western diet are extremely unhealthy.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's true, but if it turned out some type of meat does make people more healthy, as opposed to purely plant-based.
Yeah, I mean, the argument could come back
yeah.
with, say, fish, for example, right? So having oily fish, omega-3s and omega-6s is really great for your system. However, the amount of plastic that's in bottom-feeding fish now, which the larger fish are eating, means that we're consuming so much pollutants when we eat those fish that they're literally finding the beads that are in face scrubs are now ended up in salmon because they're eating them. So you're now consuming stuff that's 3-4 times down the food chain, and these plastic and these products, all this pollution that we're putting into these areas are now being consumed by the fish, and then we're eating the fish. So we're literally inadvertently, polluting ourselves. And there's been many cases where we've got supermarket fish where it's turning up with plastic in it, which are isn't obviously safe for human consumption. But yeah.
Lots there. Cool. Anything else about this, Matthew? Any feedback
No.
from any questions?
You probably cover so many topics that I don't know if it's easy for you to have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I think the key is probably, from your point of view, is probably having enough information in your mind to kind of counter some of the responses.
Yeah, I'm not really so much about the main topic itself. It's really the reasoning and how you justify the reasoning. I'm trying to do this thing called street epistemology, and epistemology is the study of knowledge. So it's not really so much about what, but why, and how do we know our whys are good reasons, stuff like that. So I don't know too much about the topics themselves.
No, that's fair enough.
But
I think
like
in response to this, should everybody be vegan? I would just kind of turn it around and be like, why not?
Why not? Okay, gotcha.
Right, it's
Sweet.
too easy to do what you're doing.
Gotcha. All right, well, appreciate
Cool.
the interview,
Thanks so
Matthew.
much.
Thanks so much. Have
Appreciate
a good day. See ya. Okay, I think that's good for me for today. Lots of good interviews. Enjoyed that with Matthew. Still trying to work on applying principles from Peter Boghossian and James Lindsay's new book. There's a lot there. These last few weeks have been me trying to do that. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. Might go out tomorrow, might not, we'll see. But thanks for watching, everybody. And see you later.